The day was 4th August, 1821, in the small village of Arches, France. A remarkable journey began with the birth of a boy who would eventually establish one of the world's top luxury brands. From humble beginnings to unparalleled success, the story of Louis Vuitton is a proof of strength and never giving up. Despite facing homelessness at one point in his life, Louis Vuitton defied the odds and rose to prominence, creating a legacy that continues to captivate the world today. Join us as we delve into the amazing story of Louis Vuitton and discover the inspiring journey behind the iconic brand. Louis Vuitton's childhood was marked by both hardship and resilience. Born into a family of artisans, carpenters, and farmers, he grew up surrounded by hard work and creativity. However, tragedy struck early in his life when his mother passed away when he was just 10 years old, and soon his dad also left the world. He was left with his stepmother, who was very wicked to Louis. Louis faced a tough time, so one spring day in 1835, at the age of just 13, he made a brave decision. He packed his bags and set out on his own. He headed to Paris, leaving his farmhouse without money and food. Can you imagine how Louis must have felt leaving everything behind at such a young age? For over 2 years, Louis traveled from Arques to Paris. And to survive, he worked odd jobs whenever he could, earning just enough to feed himself along the way. At night, he sought whenever he could find it, whether it was under the stars or in the kindness of strangers' homes. During his journey, he also seized every opportunity to learn skills, working various odd jobs along the way. He gained experience in craftsmanship. From working with stones and metal to handling fabric and wood, he developed a diverse set of skills that would later prove instrumental in his career. Louis traveled approximately 292 miles and reached Paris after 2 years in 1837. It was the time of Industrial Revolution in Paris. There he started working for a skilled trunk named Monsieur Maréchal. Louis learned everything he could from him, becoming really good at making trunks and packing things just right. People in Paris started to notice Louis' talent, and soon he became known as one of the best trunk makers in the city. Louis worked with him for several years, and during these times he met with many people from upper class. Later on, the Empress of France hired him as her personal boxmaker and packer. She was super impressed with his work. Soon he started getting requests from other rich and royal folks who wanted his top-notch services. In 1854, Louis got married and decided to take a big step. He left his job working for Monsieur Maréchal and opened his own shop in Paris. 4 years after starting his own shop, in 1858, Louis did something really cool. He created a brand new kind of trunk, but this one was different from all others. Instead of using leather, he made it from special canvas that was lighter, tougher, and could resist water. And his trunks were made in rectangular shape, not dome-shaped like before. This made them stackable and perfect for the new modes of transportation. The response to Louis's new trunk was positive to immediate commercial success. People say Louis's trunk was the start of modern luggage. They were a hit, so, to keep up with the demand, he opened a bigger workshop in Asnières near Paris in 1859. Soon his luggage was sought after not only by France royals, but also by Ismail Pasha, the Khedive of Egypt. Louis' business was booming, but soon the business was interrupted by the outbreak of the Franco-Prussian War in 1870, and he had to leave his home and forced to live in a small shelter with thousands of people. The supply of food was extremely low that he nearly starved to death. When the siege finally ended in 1871, Louis returned to his shop. But what he found was heartbreaking. His tools were stolen and his shop was destroyed. But Louis wasted no time in rebuilding his business. In just a few months, he erected a new shop at a new address. 1 Rue Scribe. The new location, nestled in the heart of bustling Paris, had more luxurious atmosphere compared to his previous. Louis also shifted his focus to luxury, and in 1872, he unveiled a new trunk design featuring beige canvas and striking red stripes. This simple yet elegant design captured the attention of Paris's high society, marking the beginning of Louis Vuitton's transformation into a luxury brand. Louis Vuitton's dedication to quality set his bags apart from imitation, making them the top choice for customers. And for the next 20 years, Louis continued to craft luxury luggage and expand his business until he died in 1892 at the age of 70. However, the legacy of Louis Vuitton didn't end there. Led by his son Georges, he was the first of the Vuitton family to expand the brand beyond France, showing it at the Chicago World Fair in 1893. This marked the beginning of Louis Vuitton's journey onto the global stage. In 1896, Georges introduced the iconic LV monogram. The LV was his father's initials in honor of the man who started the brand. Georges also came up with a brilliant idea of adding a special lock on the trunks that make it really safe from thieves. Thanks to another fashion icon, Coco Chanel, Louis Vuitton started making a whole new type of product. In 1925, Coco Chanel asked for a special dome-shaped handbag just for herself. But soon, this design became really popular, and Louis Vuitton started making lots of them to sell to everyone. They called it the Alma bag, and it was a huge hit. Under Georges' leadership, Louis Vuitton became synonymous with luxury and exclusivity. After Georges Vuitton passed away in 1936, ownership of Louis Vuitton continued within the Vuitton family. Georges' son, Gaston Louis Vuitton, continued his father's legacy of innovation and expansion, further establishing Louis Vuitton as a leading luxury brand during his tenure. But after few years, France was heading once again towards war. During World War II, Gaston faced tough times. His factory had to shut down, and he was forced to leave. In his desperation to survive, Gaston made a difficult decision. He ended up collaborating with the Nazis during the German occupation of France. This has been documented in the book Louis Vuitton, a French saga, by French journalist Stéphanie Bonvicini, published by Paris-based editions Fayard. The book reveals how Gaston made profit during war from business dealings with the Germans. The company was ashamed of this part of the history. When war ended in 1945, he also expanded the company's reach by opening stores in key cities around the world, including New York, London, and Paris. When Gaston passed away in 1970, his son-in-law Henri Racamier took over the Louis Vuitton. He had lots of experience as he had founded and run a steel treading company for large profit. Henri recognized the importance of diversifying Louis Vuitton's product range beyond luggage and accessories to include a wider range of leather goods and ready-to-wear fashion. He switched Louis Vuitton business model from wholesale to retail. And within 6 years, Louis Vuitton's sales skyrocketed from $20 million to an impressive $260 million. In 1984, with help from Joseph Lafont, the financial director, Louis Vuitton decided to go public and sold 1 million shares valued at $63.63 each. One of Henri's key contributions was his focus on international expansion. Under his leadership, Louis Vuitton opened stores in key global markets, including Asia, Europe, and the United States. This helped to solidify Louis Vuitton's presence as a leading luxury brand on the international stage. Furthermore, Henri initiated collaborations with renowned designers, such as Marc Jacobs. Then, in 1987, they joined forces with Moet Hennessy, a luxury drink company, to create something really big, LVMH. It was a smart move because Louis Vuitton was already a top luxury brand, and teaming up with other prestigious companies made them even stronger. Louis Vuitton became even more popular and expands 130 stores around the world by 1989. However, after the merge, Henri didn't get along with the president of Moet Hennessy. So, he asked a successful property developer named Bernard Arnault for help with the situation. But soon, he found out Bernard had his own ambition. In 1989, Bernard secretly bought 43% share of Louis Vuitton. Henri felt betrayed by the person he had trusted to assist him, so he took Bernard to court, hoping to regain control of Louis Vuitton. However, the court ruled in Bernard's favor, maintaining his majority stake in the company. Feeling deeply hurt by this betrayal, Henry made the difficult decision to leave Louis Vuitton completely. Following Bernard's acquisition, Louis Vuitton experienced a decline in sales, leading to a significant downturn in the company's financial performance. But during its 100th anniversary, Louis Vuitton made a comeback by teaming up with famous fashion designers like Vivienne Westwood and Isaac Mizrahi. These designers put their own spin on the iconic LV monogram logo, creating unique products that got everyone talking. People were excited to see something new from Louis Vuitton, and they couldn't wait to get their hands on these special bags. In 1997, Louis Vuitton brought in Marc Jacobs as their creative director. He breathed new life into the brand by introducing its first ready-to-wear clothing line and designing the popular Vernis collection. Jacobs also collaborated with various artists to create exciting new products. Since then, Louis Vuitton has expanded its offerings to include watches, jewelry, and sunglasses, making it even more than just a fashion brand. Bernard is now CEO of Louis Vuitton. In 2021, Forbes officially published him as the richest man in the world with the net worth of $180 billion. Today, Louis Vuitton is one of the most iconic and prestigious luxury fashion brands in the world, and it continues to set the standard for luxury and sophistication in the fashion industry, captivating consumers with its timeless designs, exceptional craftsmanship, and unwavering commitment to excellence. In 2023, LVMH, Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy, secured its position as the world's most valuable luxury brand, boasting a brand value of approximately $124.8 billion. The LVMH Group reported total revenue of around 86 billion euros for the fiscal year of 2023. From humble beginnings to becoming a global luxury icon, Louis Vuitton has continuously pushed the boundaries of creativity and craftsmanship, setting the standard for excellence in the fashion industry. As we look to the future, one thing remains certain: the legacy of Louis Vuitton will continue to inspire and captivate generations to come, embodying the epitome of luxury, style, and sophistication. Like, comment, and subscribe for more.